माता पिता गुरुदैवं माता पिता गुरुदैवं माता पिता गुरुदैवम्.
The key to happiness is knowing that you have the ultimate power to choose what to accept and what to let go. Good morning to one and all. Today we are embarking yet another beautiful and relaxing as well as exciting episode of Chris Vibes, powered by Department of English, Christ Nagar Central School. So without any further delays, let's go and watch the fun-filling moments of Christ Nagar. Behind every child who believes in himself is a parent who believes in first. Yes, the most important, the most precious relationship in this world is undoubtedly the parent-child relationship. Let's accept the fact that each one of us in our childhood had played that parent-child game, right? We'll become the parent and our toy the child. It's so fun, it's still so fun to hear about that game or to play that game. So, being a parent sounds easy, but it's not. A parent carries a very huge responsibility in order to raise his or her child to become a better human. So let's hear a talk from the counselor psychologist Margaret Turgeon.
Good morning, dear children and parents. The new normal is something which is unprecedented for both parents and children. Parents, you're at a time in your life where you're juggling different responsibilities given the current circumstances. But at the heart of it all, I know that you want your children to feel loved and cared for. Children spell love as time. Parents, give meaningful attention to your children. Practice active listening when you're with them. Be sensitive to the fact that being isolated from their peers and not being able to attend the traditional classroom is not easy for your child. There's one thing that I always tell parents: catch your child doing right. One of the greatest challenges that we are all facing while living through this pandemic is how to remain positive, even in the midst of all the doom and gloom around us. Let's do a mental exercise and call to mind all the things that you're grateful for every day and extend that to your child as well. Build a connection ritual around all the things that every one of you in the family is happy about in that particular week, or anything that you're grateful for. Doing this will allow your child to be immersed in a family environment that is full of hope and positivity. Parents, do remember that you are the greatest role models for your children. They're constantly observing you and will use your behavior as an anchor for how they should behave themselves. Finally, be kind to yourself. Parents, you need not be perfect. You need not be a super dad or a super mom. Every parent-child relationship is a unique one. So keep trying out different activities that will allow you to have a good relationship with your child. There will be moments when you will stumble, And you might think that you're not being the best possible parent that you can be. Remember, during times like these, we are all doing the best that we can, especially all of you parents. Allow yourself some compassion to make mistakes. What is most important is that you be real with your child and constantly have an open dialogue with them on whatever is happening in their lives. So parents, for the sake of your children, strive every day to have the kind of relationship with them that they can call home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the time and effort that you took into sharing your thoughts and experiences with us. The speech was really simple, motivational, and thought-provoking. I'm sure it will create an impact on each and every one of us. Thank you again for your contribution, ma'am. On this peaceful and wonderful Sunday morning, don't you think that a bit of music could really make this day more interesting? So hold on to your breath for an astounding musical performance by drummer Rishikesh from class 11 and pianist Ashwin from class 9.
Ashwin. You have done a very good performance. There was a good connection between the two performances and the music video was totally alluring. Okay, I accept the fact that I'm not good at singing. But I think I can dance, like anybody can dance, right? Because dancing is more flexible and also dance is a physical way to express our happiness, excitement. Okay, I'm feeling to dance right now, but before that we can watch a very good performance by Sri Lakshmi and team and maybe we can dance together.
ये भी न जाने वो भी न जाने नैनों के रंग नैना जाने मिला जो संग तेरा उड़ा पतंग मेरा हवा में होके मलंग जग की कोई रीत न जाने मैं तो बस तेरी हुई दीवानी मिला जो संग तेरा उड़ा पतंग मेरा हवा में होके मलंग मैं छोड़ा ही घर बार मेरा मखना वे मखना तू ही है संसार मेरा मखना वे मखना ये पागल सा है प्यार मेरा मखना वे मखना मैं छोड़ा ही घर बार मेरा ओ मखना छोड़ा ही घर बार मेरा मखना वे मखना तू ही है संसार मेरा मखना वे मखना ये पागल सा है प्यार मेरा मखना वे मखना मैं छोड़ा ही घर बार मेरा ओ मखना.
Wow, that was indeed a splendid performance, especially considering the fact that all these dancers were separated from each other and had to perform it individually and sync it together perfectly. So let's get a good round of applause for them.
This is a potato and everyone knows about it, right? Obviously. But still, who hates potatoes? Like literally everyone loves potatoes or dishes made out of potatoes. Only a few hate them, but still, potatoes are a favorite for many. So, Shrena Masnaya from 3D is here with a smart, useful and easy cooking video, and that cooking video is mainly based on potato. So let's go and watch the video.
Hello everybody, I am Shrena as I am of class 3D. Smile, it improves your face value. Smile is the best way to face every problem, to cross every fear and to hide every pain. So today, I'm going to show you how to make potato smileys. To make potato smileys, I have boiled smashed potatoes and a spoonful of breadcrumbs and a spoonful of corn flour and a half teaspoon of chili powder and the last a little bit salt to taste. Mix them well and keep them in the fridge for 30 minutes. Take the ball of dough from the fridge and pat and flatten them. Now make the smiley faces and the eyes. Now keep a smiley. Now deep fry your smileys with the help of your mom. Smileys are ready to serve. Have a delicious day. Thank you and have a nice day.
That was amazing. It's so nice to see such a cute little smiley preparing potato smileys. And it looks so yummy. I can't wait to try this recipe out. I'm sure you're thinking the same as well.
When life gives you a challenge, accept it with a smile. There are many reasons why one should smile. Because smile is important for your health and happiness. It can even make others' life happy. It can make you feel more attractive, more confident and more beautiful. So let's see how our little ones are going to make us smile.
देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल देके देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल देके देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल दो मुस्कुरा लो
स्माइल देके देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल देके देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल देके देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल दो मुस्कुरा लो स्माइल देके देखो ऐसा लगता है जैसे मुश्किल सारी इजी हो जाती है तेरी खामोशी स्माइल पे
देता है जब भी तू फ्लर्टी सी हंसी दिल आ जाता है तेरी क्यूट सी स्टाइल पे
हंसती जॉयफुल जब खिलकर उड़ ही जाते जैसे फिल्टर होते दुनिया के जो दिल पर
स्माइल पे सिंपल सी मैं फंस गई पहली बार में तुमसे मिलकर कुछ कहने की जब इच्छ हो कोई बातों के सिग्नल में जब ग्लिच हो कोई
मूड बदलने का स्विच हो कोई बदलने दो
स्माइल देके देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल देके देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल देके देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल दो मुस्कुरा लो
स्माइल देके देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल देके देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल देके देखो 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 देखे देखे देखो स्माइल दो मुस्कुरा लो स्माइल देके देखो
Mother Teresa said, "Peace begins with a smile." Yes, love and compassion are the father and mother of a smile. The more we smile, the more happy place the world would be to live in. So, let's all smile. History is an account of the past written by a historian. Let's watch the video segment History in a Week by Bhagyashree from 11F.
Good day, everybody. I am Bhagyashree Nagar, and I'm here to shine a light on the events of this week in history. On September 13, 1988, Hurricane Gilbert hit the Western Hemisphere, which was one of the strongest hurricanes ever recorded and caused heavy damage to life and property. On September 13, 2008, Delhi was hit by a series of bomb blasts by extremist groups, resulting in 30 deaths and 130 injuries. On September 13, 1916, Roald Dahl, who served the Royal Air Force in the Second World War and more notably wrote many books that continues to capture millions of hearts across the globe, was born. On September 14, 1917, the Russian Empire formally ended and was replaced by the Russian Republic. On September 14, 1959, the Soviet probe Luna 2 crashes onto the moon, becoming the first man-made object to reach it. On September 15, 1947, Typhoon Kathleen hits Japan, killing 1,077 people. On September 15, 1890, Agatha Christie, the famous author popularly known for her detective novels and short stories, was born. September 15 is also observed as the International Democracy Day every year to raise awareness and remind the masses that the democracy is about the people and their interests. On September 16, 1987, the Montreal Protocol was signed to take measures to prevent the depletion of the ozone layer. It is celebrated as the International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer. On September 17, 2007, penstock pipes burst in Payyanur, Idukki, killing numerous people. On September 20, 2017, Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico and killed 2,975 people. On September 20, 2019, around 4 million students around the world demonstrated against climate change, led by Greta Thunberg. September 20 is also the day the revolt of 1857 ended, which was the first united struggle against the British by India. The idea of time is truly fascinating when you know the major turning points of the past and realize that our lives probably wouldn't be the same if these events had not happened. I hope you enjoyed listening to the events of this week in history, and I thank you for listening.
Thank you, Bhagisri, for taking us through these interesting and unknown facts. I really like the concept of highlighting the facts that had happened this week with relevance to the past few years. Many such instances are happening all across the globe, so why not start researching on them today? Next, Devabala is from class 12 is about to be reciting a self-written poem. This poem is based on a very powerful topic, the atrocities caused towards women. Let's have a listen.
Sight. In this poem, I have voiced my protest on the increasing number of atrocities against women, and in a wider aspect, on a wider sense, against nature itself. Sight. I can't see, not because I am blind, but because my eyes don't let me. I feel that you too cannot see the world, not because you're not blind, but because you won't let your eyes to. How else would I say, or rather, what else should I speak? You say it was you who pretended that you're blind, not me, when they raped me, tore my dress into shreds. It was you who seemed to be blind, although you could see me through the curtains, being dragged about and raped. Now don't stare at me like that. I will say the raw word again, for the word to hear. Only my flesh and bones have been tainted, not my mind nor soul. I am alive, yet feel lifeless, so I will shout the word. Do shudder if you want to, but I will shout it. Rape, the raw word again, and yet again for the world to hear. I am no celebrity to use me too, but a poor blind girl, yet I have my rights to speak up, to shout, to cry. Oh my, they weren't humans, or they wouldn't have done it. Tore me, ripped me apart, sank their fangs into me. The blood oozed and they sucked it out and left me drenched and neglected. And you saw it all and remained speechless. You saw me bleed to death, yet I'm alive, lifeless. But think not that I'll go to the womb of the earth. I shall rise from the deepest of dark layers, and behold me when I shall, eyes agleam with a murderous stare. Thank you.
Wow, Devabala, that was indeed a very strong concept that you gave to your poem. I really appreciate your work, and that is a very relevant topic, right? I agree. So, yeah, Devabala, you've done a great job. Music has many elements such as pitch, rhythm, dynamics, etc. Unfortunately, I don't have the talent in singing, but Devananda from 9G, she has some amazing talent in singing, and let's watch her video. I'm too excited to watch the video.
മലരേ മൗനമാ മൗനമേ വേദമാ മലർകൾ പേസുമാ பேசினாலோயுமா அன்பே மலரே மௌனமா மலர்கள் பேசுமா கனவு கண்டு தன் கண்கள் மூடி கிடந்தே காற்றை போல வந்து கண்கள் மெல்ல திறந்தே காற்றே என்னை கிள்ளாதிரு பூவே என்னை தள்ளாதிரு காற்றே என்னை கிள்ளாதிரு பூவே என்னை தள்ளாதிரு உறவே உறவே உயிரின் உயிரே புது வாழ்க்கை தந்த வளரே மலரே மௌனமா மௌனமே வேதமா மலர்கள் பேசுமா பேசினால் ஓயுமா அன்பே மலரே மௌனமா மௌனமே வேதமா
Malare Maum, one of my favorite songs indeed. A song sung by the legends S.P. Balasubramanian and Janaki ma'am. Devananda has done a really good job in expressing the feelings that the singers want to convey. I truly applaud their effort. Writing a book is not an easy task. There's a lot of things involved in the process, such as the purpose and the concept that the author wishes to convey, the vocabulary that the author possesses, and the target audience. So let us take a look at a review of a children's magazine by Saraswati from class 11.
The year is 1965. A short story appears in the Bengali children's magazine Sandesh, featuring a 13-year-old boy and his 27-year-old cousin while they're on a visit to Darjeeling. During this stay, they decide to help out a family friend to figure out who's behind the threatening messages he has been receiving of late. The solution turns out to be innocuous enough. But the story went on to become the first in a series of a total of 35 Feluda stories penned by none other than the literary genius and Bharat Ratna recipient Satyajit Ray. Pradosh Chandra Mitra is 27 when we first meet him. He is described as tall, rather physically fit, and possessing a keen intellect. So far, he seems like a typical protagonist, having skills that more or less leave him superior to everybody around him. But here, the similarities end, because we see him through the eyes of his 13-year-old cousin Tapesh, not as Pradosh Mitra, the crime solver, but as Feluda. Tapesh, fondly nicknamed Topse by his elder cousin, seems to be awed by his elder brother's capabilities, but at the same time perpetually annoyed by his condescending attitude towards him. Every child who read Topse's stories could relate to his exasperation towards Feluda for his constant scolding and teasing, bossing around, quietly stealing food off his plate, and also his reluctance to reveal his plans to Topse when he deems them either too complex for him to understand or too dangerous for him to take part in. To the young readership, Feluda's actions echoed those of their own elder brothers and sisters, even occasional concern. Tapesh's narration has a humanizing effect on Feluda, who would have otherwise most certainly come off as a near unapproachable genius. Instead, we see him as Tapesh does, mildly lazy, moderately eccentric, and Tapesh's admiration does not stem just from his intellect, but also from his more insignificant abilities, such as ambidexterity, sleight of hand, and extensive knowledge of indoor games. Another beloved character is Lal Mohan Ganguly, alias Jatayu, a writer of cheap thrillers. He is quite the comic character and serves as a foil for Feluda's villains. He has a very strange series of interests, makes factual errors in his books very frequently, and is generally teased by Feluda himself. But he does have his moments of bliss, and Lal Mohan Babu is also an extremely gifted writer, even getting one of his books made into a blockbuster film. He is also loyal to a fault, and he, Feluda and Tapesh even give themselves the moniker of the Three Musketeers. Feluda's adventures take the trio to some very picturesque locations, and it is here that we see Ray's skills as a filmmaker come into play. Ray describes all the locations in remarkable detail, and the stories themselves can sometimes act as travelogues. The mysteries themselves are extremely engaging and have very clean motives behind them. Ray's witty humor and crisp descriptions attracted an older audience as well, and soon Feluda began being published in the Desh magazine, one with adult readership. After every story though, Ray was faced with the difficulty of coming up with a novel mystery that did not involve a darker plot or less than clean motives. He could not forget the fact that the Feluda stories were primarily aimed at the younger audience. Ray addressed these concerns in the stories themselves when Feluda gently reminds the readers that he cannot allow Topshe to chronicle the more tangled or murky cases that he investigates. Feluda also happens to be an unintentional period piece, for in the stories, Ray perfectly captures the atmosphere of the 70s. You can see it in the cars, the slowly increasing traffic, characteristically flashy Bollywood films, and the Hindi songs blaring over the speakers. This setting provides us an insightful view not only into the lives of our main trio but also their lifestyles. Ray pays as much attention to the setting of the mystery as its unraveling. Feluda essentially eases young readers onto the path of becoming sensible adults. He provides them practical knowledge and ideas of good decorum. He has a very strong moral compass and always sticks by what is right. That being said, who wouldn't want an unflappable detective as an elder brother, huh?
Wow, Saraswati, this character analysis is indeed a great work. You have observed each and every element of it.
Next, Sheetal from class 9 is about to take us through events that are to be conducted in this academic year. This will give us a clearer picture on how to prepare ourselves for these upcoming events. So stay tuned.
Hi Christ Nagarians. Is lockdown boring? If yes, then don't worry. Ritual Science Fair is coming up. Bring out your creativities. And then, do you remember the Students' Day and the student teachers who came to teach us? It was very interesting, wasn't it? And now, the next good news is that Students' Day is coming up. Also, the English department is conducting VJ Hunt. Give your maximum participation into it. Hope you all wrote your exams very well. Anyway, the first term is over and the second term has started. Study well and try to participate in the upcoming programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheetal. That was very short and sweet. And guys, hope you would have gotten a clear overview on the upcoming events. Now prepare yourselves and make the best use of lockdown time.
That's all we have for today. So this is Madhurya Leke from Lebanese signing off.